An announcement is forthcoming that General Motors and Chinese automaker SAIC will be entering into a joint venture in Indonesia, Southeast Asia's biggest market. In an article published February 1, 2015 in the New York Times, the joint venture will be seeking to meet the demand for affordable people movers, appealing to the middle class. The foundation of this venture was laid back in 1997, when SAIC formed its first joint venture with GM in China. The operations began in 1998 and led to a doubling of vehicle output between 2000 and 2004. Annually, the two companies aim to produce 2 million vehicles in the Chinese market. The GM-SAIC partnership was increased in 2009 when GM India announced that they would be entering into a 50-50 venture with SAIC in the Indian market. The main goal of this venture was to synergize operations between the two companies. Currently, the venture places them as the fifth largest automobile company in the nation. Wuling Motors of China plays a critical role in the partnership as well. While the company is relatively new in the Chinese market, it does have 30 decades of vehicle design and manufacturing experience under the Wuling Group. Their work truck and microvans are the primary platforms for the expansion into Indonesia. Indonesia is by far the largest market in Southeast Asia, with a population of over 240 million people. Population growth is estimated at 1.9% annually, resulting in an expected population of 321 million people by 2050. As a whole, Indonesia ranks as the 10th largest economy by nominal GDP. The General Motors SAIC Wuling venture will be manufacturing and marketing low-cost people mover vans based on the same vehicle platforms being produced in China and India. These vehicles will sell for around $4,800 in China. The target price for the Indonesian product is still yet to be established but should be similar. SAIC has a controlling interest in the SAIC GM Wuling venture with a 51.1% stake. GM has a 44% stake while Wuling has a 5.9% stake. Since the formation of the venture in China, GM has increased its interest from 33% while Wuling has decreased from a high of 16.9%. For the Indonesian venture, SAIC GM Wuling will hold 80% of the venture, with SAIC separately owning the remaining 20%. Overall, GM will have a 35% stake in the Indonesian venture. GM, however, will continue to run separate sales and manufacturing operations in Indonesia under the Chevy brand. GM markets a complete range of vehicles in the country, including its own compact people mover, the Chevy Spin. The two brands are seen as complementary and will be differentiated by price, product quality, and features. The partnership is said to have already made moves to purchase a property in the industrial district on the outskirts of Jakarta. Sources have also stated that the GM SAIC venture would invest $700 million in the operations with the goal of commencing production in 2017. The expected capacity is 150,000 vehicles per year. Ultimately, SAIC GM Wuling sees Indonesia as the central hub for exporting vehicles throughout the region. It is conceivable that Malaysia, the Philippines, and Vietnam will be likely targets for initial exporting activities. Current operations in Australia, India, and Thailand will be considered as potential exporting countries. Stiff competition from Japanese automakers, which currently control approximately 90% of the Indonesian market, can be expected. The multi-purpose microvans are a good fit for Indonesia, but being able to create brand awareness and establishing an effective distribution network is going to be challenging in the diverse geography of the country. The major Japanese players, most notably Toyota and Nissan, under the Daihatsu and Datsun brands respectively, are established companies already focused on mass-market, no-frills cars in Indonesia. Datsun currently has a model selling for less than $7,000, while Daihatsu is trying to develop a vehicle that costs less than $5,000. News of this joint venture broke after trading hours, so it is still too soon to see if there will be any meaningful boost to GM's stock price. With the vast potential yet to be tapped in Southeast Asia, it will be interesting to see if shareholders and investors see this move as strategically significant and value-adding. Ultimately, Indonesia offers significant opportunities, both within the country and in the wider region, to expand the global presence of GM. This move certainly suggests that multinational companies see emerging markets as untapped potential. With plenty of room for growth, the SAIC GM Wuling venture has some exciting days ahead.